thing is, we also, what we do, man, I'm going to explain everything to you, but first I want to give me Sirach 21 and 11. We'll go right into the class with it. Somebody got it?
The book of Sirach, chapter 21 and verse 11. He that keepeth the law of the Lord, getteth the understanding thereof.
Hold up. He that what?
Keepeth the law of the Lord, getteth the understanding thereof.
So when a man walk in this and live this life, man, he gets the understanding. Read.
And the perfection of the fear of the Lord is wisdom.
What did that say? The what?
Perfection of the fear of the Lord is wisdom.
It's wisdom, man. Read on.
He that is not wise will not be taught.
He that is not wise, not understanding how the Lord operates. This does not have nothing to do with America. A lot of times we come into this truth and we still have that Willie Lynch syndrome, man. Read on.
But there is a wisdom which multiplieth bitterness.
See, sometimes people see you in the spirit, man, and it'll cause bitterness amongst your nation. Read on.
The knowledge of a wise man shall abound like a flood.
You can see it in every aspect of his life. Read on.
And his counsel is like a pure fountain of life.
When the Most High is dealing with someone, you can't change that. Read on.
The inner parts of a fool are like a broken vessel.
Because we can't see each other in the spirit. We're too busy looking at each other in the flesh.
That's right.
Read.
And he will hold no knowledge as long as he liveth.
Because when the Most High is orchestrating things, every class I get comes down from heaven. I'm not here to pull the wool over nobody's eyes. Read on.
If a skillful man hear a wise word.
If a skillful man hear a wise word, read.
He will commend it.
He will what?
He will commend it.
Read on.
And add unto it.
That's what I tell y'all. Read.
But as soon as one of no understanding.
Read.
Heareth it.
Read.
It displeases
It displeases him. Read.
And he casteth it behind his
I don't
back.
want to hear that because I never heard this. This is what I'm going to go with what I was taught here in Babylon.
That's right.
Read.
The talking of a fool.
We were? Okay. Shalom, shalom. Giving all praises to the Most High and His Son, Yahushua. We coming to you today dealing with marriage. I know a lot of y'all out there in Israel, y'all coming to this truth, and y'all have no understanding what is marriage about and what is a union about. But we're going to continue dealing with this other thing. We are dealing with some. Read that out. Start where you were.
The book of Sirach, chapter 21 and verse 16. The talking of a fool.
The what?
The talking of a fool.
Read on.
Is like a burden in the way.
It's a load on it, man. Read.
But grace shall be found in the lips of the wise.
See, when you understanding, this is how I tell y'all how to examine everything. But see, a lot of us, we don't do that because we still in the flesh. Read.
They inquire at the mouth of the wise
man. They do what?
Inquire at the mouth of the wise man.
Because we haven't had this in Israel. We all been calling each other black African Americans. But when Most High stands someone up and put them in front of you, they don't do this. They too busy, like I say, it's other things going on in their life. Read.
In the congregation.
Read on.
And they shall ponder his words.
They're going to consider what he's bringing. Read.
In their heart.
In their mind. Read on.
As is a house that is destroyed.
Read.
So is wisdom to a fool.
Read on, huh?
And the knowledge of the unwise is as taught without sin.
You'll see this, man. You'll see this. People don't understand. You see a man by his action, not by his words. That's what you find out in the world. Read on.
Doctrine unto fools is as fetters on the feet.
It's like change, man. The truth is like we still in bondage under the lies. I can't tell you to come into America and come into the truth, and you bring that doctrine that they taught you out there. We examine this up here. We speak on this stuff up here. I'm not going to bring you something unless I'm telling my brothers up here first. Read.
And like manacles on the right hand.
It's like shackles on them, man. I think what I think what I was taught here. I'm not going to believe the man of the Most High. Read.
A fool lifted up his voice with laughter.
Read on.
But a wise man doth scarce smile a little. Learning is unto a wise man.
Learning is unto a wise man, man. Read.
As an ornament of gold.
Ornament of gold. Read.
And like a bracelet upon his right arm.
And like a bracelet upon his right arm. So when you enter this truth, man, I'm going to do as the Spirit put on me. I'm not bringing you nothing. The Lord is feeding you. I'm just a vessel. Give me Sirach 6:32. I'm just that vessel, man. And if you know me, you know I put my life out there on the line. Read that.
The book of Sirach, chapter 6 and verse 32. My son, if thou wilt, thou shalt be taught. And if thou wilt apply thy mind,
if thou wilt practice, read.
Thou shalt be prudent.
Thou going to be prudent. Read on.
If thou love to hear, thou shalt receive understanding.
See, because some of our peoples, we'll look at that white man and we'll respect him. But when we look at our brothers, it's that banana, man. We can't see our brothers in the light, man, because we're so used to seeing each other in darkness. We can't see how the Most High is using our peoples, man. We don't have no respect. Some of us, we come in, we ready to leap up here to the table. I drop the mic and say, come teach a class and see where they go. I'll give somebody my keys and say, take this, man. Do what I do. And I see how long they last. It's the Spirit that's guiding me. Read.
And if thou bow thine ear,
if thou want to get understanding, read.
Thou shalt be wise.
Thou going to be wise. Read.
Stand in the multitude of the elders.
Or what?
Stand in the multitude of the elders.
Read on.
And cleave unto him that is wise.
Some people don't think you wise, man. Even in our own nation. I know a lot of them out there, that's a nigga, man, because they don't understand how the Spirit is leading me. Read.
Be willing to hear.
Be what?
Be willing to hear.
Read on.
Every godly discourse, and let not the parables of understanding escape thee. And if thou seest the man of understanding, get thee betimes unto him.
Come unto him and read.
And let thy foot wear the steps of his door.
Come get the understanding, man. You can't sit back on the sideline and say this and say that. Read.
Let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Lord.
There is ordinances in this walk, man. And some of us, we ain't got that because we got a covetous spirit, and sometimes we want to tear down what the power build up. I'm gonna tell you something. You can't tear this down, man. This is not of the world. This is of the heavens here. Read.
And meditate continually.
And what?
And meditate continually in his commandments. He shall establish thine heart.
He said what?
Establish thine heart.
He's going to establish your mind, man. Read.
And give thee wisdom at thine own desire.
At thy own desire. So when you understanding what we do here, what I do is give what I give. And that's what I'm being given. I didn't learn none of this on my own. It was given to me through the Spirit. Give me 1 Corinthians 1 and 10. I'm here to teach the word and to lead the sheep. I do it by actions, not by words, man. I'm a man of action. And that's what the Most High weigh everything on. When you don't understand this, read.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 1 and verse 10. Now I beseech you, brethren, by the name of our Lord Yahushua.
Because if you was reading the scriptures, you would understand this and you would know this. Read.
That ye all speak the same thing.
We're not all in the same school, man, but when you're in the school, you all speak the same thing. That's peace. That's unity and that's bond. Read.
And that there be no division among you.
When you see this, you see another spirit. Read.
But that ye be perfectly joined together in the same mind. And in the same judgment.
And in the same judgment, man. This is what we're here for. When you got other things going on, it causes confusion in God's house. And I'm going to tell you something. I die here before I let that happen, man.
That's right.
Because I know who I am. I'm not the person that you knew out there in that world, man. I know who I am and what my mission is. My mission is to help the family, man, and bring the sheep together and be a leader to them. My mission ain't to be questioned, man, because if you got something, bring it to me. We can sit down before you go around and you start that division, because that's what it does. That's why I stand on this Bible, man. If you understood, give me wisdom of Solomon, 1:1. If you understood this Bible, you would operate in the spirit of this Bible. Because when you don't, you operate outside the spirit, man. And I tell people, man, this is no game. And when the Most High snatch you, hey, it is what it is, man. I'm here to do what He's caused me to do. I'm not here to do what man want me to do. Read that out.
The book Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 1. Love righteousness.
It's a love righteousness, man. Read.
Ye that be judges of the earth.
We the judges of the earth, man. Read.
Think of the Lord with a good heart.
Of a good mind. Read.
And in simplicity of heart seek Him.
Seek Him. Read.
For He will be found of them that tempt Him not.
When they understand it, when you in here, you tempting what He's got going. Read.
And sheweth Himself unto such as do not distrust Him.
And He won't show Himself, man, because that's distrust. When you leading the flock, man, you have to be about Yahweh Shah business down here. I'm not looking for glory, vain glory, or fame in here, man. I'm gonna tell you something. My face might be on more wanted pictures, more shooting galleries than anybody. My whole situation can be taken away, and I might need the body because they understand. Attack the man that they see. This thing is built around, and it's built on Yahweh Shah. That's what they see, man. That's why you have to understand we all got to speak the same thing, man. It is no game in here, and if you don't understand it, man, then you should seek where you need to go, because I'm telling you, we're going to make sure it's just like being in a city. We can't have division in a city just like it's saying the nations. Give me one last one. 2 Timothy 3:7, and I'll get into the class. I'm just telling you, when you start messing with the sheep, you messing with Yahweh Shah. This put it on my spirit, I will bring it out. I hold nothing back from nobody, man. I want everybody to be joyful and be fruitful and multiply. Read that out.
The book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3 and verse 7. Ever learning.
Ever learning, man. Read.
And never able to come to the knowledge of the truth.
See, people, they can't come to it because He's not dealing. I just brung this out last week about apostles, disciples, and prophets and teachers. I brung this out. Because some people, they thinking they come walk right in here, man, and they on that level with you, and they don't understand where you at. They don't know where your mind is at and how He's dealing with you. You still being approved. Read.
Now as Jannes and Jambres withstood Moses, so do these also resist the truth.
These withstood Moses, man, and Moses was doing the same job. Read.
Men of corrupt minds.
What?
Men of corrupt minds.
Because they won't lean on this Bible. When you lean on this Bible, you know how to operate in the spirit. When you don't, you out the spirit. Read.
Reprobate.
What?
Reprobate.
Read on.
Concerning the faith.
Concerning the faith. Read.
But they shall proceed no further.
They ain't gonna go no further, man. Read.
For their
Follies. Read.
shall be manifest unto all men.
Read on.
As theirs also was.
That's what happens, man. That's the follies. We trying to build a nation here. We can't build a nation. You got Israelites amongst you that don't want it. They want it. They want to do this. But like I say, do what I do. Live like I live. And I know my wife take a lot of it because I'm always busy. I'm barely able to spend time, and I'm in the house with her. So live like I live. I'm out doing y'all work 24/7. Read.
But thou hast fully known my doctrine.
See, when you understand, you live it, this is your life, you understand the doctrine, the mission. Read.
Manner of life.
Manner of what?
Manner of life.
Read on.
Purpose.
What our purpose is, read.
Faith.
Faith, man, to believe and read.
Long suffering.
Long suffering, man. Sometimes I'm so tired I can't walk when I'm at home on Monday, man. Read.
Charity.
Charity, love, helping my brothers if they need me. My phone is open 24/7. Read.
Patience.
Patience. Hear them out. Listen to what they have to say. That's what a leader does. He doesn't lean on his own understanding, man. He leads by example. And that's why brothers, they tell me, well, man, we didn't need you out at the land. Where I'm at, I'm out there, man. Because if I can help, I'm going to be out there. Even having two fractured fingers, I'm still out there. I don't even wear my cast because I don't want people to even know my fingers are fractured. I'm a man of faith, and I believe in what comes to me. And if I see something, I have to bring it to you. I can't sit on it because other people might not feel that way. I have to teach what the Spirit is guiding me. I'm a man of this walk. I keep telling y'all, this is a lifestyle, man. This will have nothing to do with the flesh. I'm about y'all business. Like I tell you, when he get an order, and if I got to come snatch your neck out your socket, I would not hesitate. I'm about this business, man, and I'm about helping my nation. My nation needs us, man. It needs men up here. We downtown Dallas every week, man. We out there dealing with wicked spirits trying to save their life, man, and they don't even know it. So, if you got something, come to leadership, man. It behooves me. Let's get into the marriage, man. Give me the Zonderville, man. Marriage. Zonderville, page 345. And this thing, man, this marriage thing, Israel moving too fast. And I tell you, I know if I was single for 4 years, I showed the Most High by my faith. I wasn't moving too fast because I'm gonna take my time because I understand when you're dealing with somebody out here, you don't know what's in that house. I tell you, people come in here brewing, shaloming, and you don't know what's at that house. And I tell y'all, and when Israel got married, they always had leaders in the body or fathers. We right now, this is your fathers up here. Come and seek counsel, man. Quit sitting back on the sideline thinking everything is supposed to be held behind doors. This is where you get some knowledge about how to operate when you're ready to make a move. I do nothing up here without calling some of my brothers, man. I do nothing. I always call and ask questions. That's how I am. If I can do it, why can't you do it? No, we don't want that. Read that up.
The book, the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, page 345, the definition of marriage. Marriage is an intimate personal union to which a man and woman consent.
Read on.
Consummated and continuously nourished by sexual intercourse.
That's the only way you married, man. That's the only way you married. And a lot of y'all, you be in heat. And I'm going to tell you something. You better, and a lot of people, man, they watch porn. A lot of people's in this truth still being wicked. I'm here to tell you the truth. Read.
And perfected in a lifelong partnership.
It's a lifelong partnership. Read on.
Of mutual love and commitment. It is also a social institution regulated by the word of God and by the laws and customs which a society develops to safeguard its own continuity and welfare. The Creator made man and woman, displaying his full image only as both man and woman. Each is made for the other, their essential natures being complementary and brought into oneness in marriage. Marriage is a sacrament of human society. Husband and wife both share and perpetuate their happiness in having and rearing a family within the sphere of their own love. Thus, marriage is more than an end itself. It is the means to outside the married couple. The unity of husband and wife is of God's
is of what?
Is of God's creative will. For from him come the love and grace which enable them to grow together in life comradeship, to beget children, and to fulfill their responsibilities toward their children and to society as a family unit. Husband and wife become one in relation to the community, so that through marriage, a new social unit emerges.
That's what it brings, man. It continues the nation. And the thing is, when we're not understanding the responsibility in keeping God's commandment, the responsibility that this is a lifestyle. Now give me Romans 7:1. This is a responsibility. We take it and not take it serious. We take things and we don't take it serious. I tell you, every move you make in here, you need to examine it. Read that out.
The book of Romans, chapter 7 and verse 1. Know ye not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law.
See, we out here trying to get y'all to know the law, man. Know what it's about. See, some people don't know what it's about. As we grow, you're going to see this even more. That's why we have to, and when the Spirit is here, you have to address it. See, because as we grow, we're going to have single men and single women coming in here, and they're going to think they're at the club. Because where do you go to the club for? To meet somebody. Where did they go to the church for? To meet somebody. Mm-hmm. See, what they coming in the truth? To meet somebody. But see, they not understanding that this is not what they had out there in the world. And like I tell you, if you don't apply this wisdom to them, then you're leading your house wrong. Read.
How that the law has dominion over a man as long as he liveth.
This law, see, when you understand, this law have rule over you as long as you live, man. You can't get up from underneath it. If you're not keeping this law in any form, fashion, or way, you are under curse, and that means you devoted for destruction. That's what happens. When you see, you look around, you don't see certain people. You know that they not under the law no more. They back under the curse. See, this is not a game that is played, man. And I try to tell people, seek counsel. This is what it's for. This is how we had that. The Israelite father would be that. He would help his daughter choose wisely and his son to choose wisely. But see, y'all come in, y'all still got that American way in your system. I'm going to do it my way. You better do it your way. Read.
For the woman which hath an husband is bound by the law.
See, you see this? Like I say, look around. Some people don't care about these laws, man. They spit in the power face, man. That's why he have to judge. That's why he brings plagues on them. That's why he deals with them. They don't take it serious. See, everyone is bound by these laws, man. You can't come in here and say, I'm an Israelite, and you don't want to take the law. You don't want to keep it. That means you're an Israel nigga. That means you're devoted for destruction. Read on.
To her husband, so long as he liveth.
See, some of these sisters, they ain't there. See, if you would have came and got counsel, you would have found this out. You know, I'm going to tell you, slow it down. I'm going to tell you how to do it right. I'm going to tell you how my house, how things go in there. I call it the toilet paper effect. Some like it over, some like it under. Once you get past it, it's just there just to do what you do. It don't matter if it's over or under. Simple. But that'll cause a divorce. Might well just put 2 dispensers in there, one for you, his and hers. Read on.
But if the husband be dead.
See, only if that husband be dead, read.
She is loose from the law of her husband.
See, she's free from that law, man. So some sisters walking around here right now, walking deaf. And we don't think, be on the phone with them and, it's all sweet, nothing good and stuff. But it all changes instantly. That's why everybody should, when you're coming into the truth, man, we here to admonish the medicine, man, to make everything in your life simple. We're not here to make things hard in your life. I don't care nothing about what goes on in your house. You can be up on the ceiling doing sit-ups. But if you got something going on, come and I'm here. These guys are here. We deal with other people that's not even in the body. Give me Matthew 19:1. We deal with things in the body. See, I know it was some guy here once before. Whole class was about a divorce, a piece of paper. Was never no papers in Israel, man. Was never. You didn't have to go to the local whatever center and get your marriage license. We didn't have all this stuff. That's all about money. But I tell you, if you got things you want to accomplish, if you want someone with your benefits or something, it's okay. But I'm telling you, if you don't need it, you married in God's eye. Because when you go to that white man, they say by the authorities of who?
State.
The who?
State.
See.
He didn't say nothing about. He didn't say nothing. He didn't say nothing about the Most High. He said by the authority invested in me. So he's speaking of his own self
And the state. So, and people that run around here forcing people, let me tell you something. Some of these schools, man, they out of order. But see, nobody, hey, man, they look good, man. You can't say that about them. See, you looking at the wrong thing. Read up.
The book of St. Matthew, chapter 19 and verse 1. And it came to pass that when Yahushua had finished these sayings, he departed from Galilee, and he came into the coast of Judea, beyond Jordan, and great multitudes followed him.
And what?
Great multitudes followed him.
Read on.
And he healed them there.
He what?
And he healed them there.
It say, and he healed them, man. And that great multitude, man, what was they following him for? They believed on him, man. And how he healed them? He taught them. That's all he did, man. So somebody thinking that he was walking around, what you got? Stage 4 cancer. Bam, you gone, you good. Okay, what you got? Syphilis, it's out of there. What you got? Brain tumor, you good, partner. That's the madness of Christianity, man. Give me Luke 9 and 11. That's what Christianity do for you. It holds you back. That's what religion is. Because it didn't say he went to each individual and he just, read up.
The book of St. Luke, chapter 9 and verse 11. And the people, when they knew it, followed him.
When they knew it, man, they heard of his teaching, they followed him, man. Read.
And he received them.
And he what?
Received them.
And he received them, man.
And spake unto them of the kingdom of God.
What was he speaking unto them?
The kingdom of God.
They wanted to learn, man. The people that they wanted to learn of these things. The doctrines and ordinance. Read.
And healed them.
And what?
And healed them.
And see, it say, and it taught them, read.
That had need of healing.
That need of healing. Our peoples are in need of healing. See, nobody walking around, man. You got the mumps. Bam, you good. See, that's the kind of garbage that Christianity is about. Christianity is witchcraft. Let's go back to Matthew 19 and 3. That's all, man. That's how you get healed in this truth. You believe in the word. That's how you get healed. Read up.
The book of St. Matthew, chapter 19, verse 3. The Pharisees also came unto him.
See, even the Pharisees, man, The wicked man's, man. Read.
Tempting him.
What?
Tempting him.
They was tempting him, basically accusing him. Read.
And saying unto him, is it lawful for a man to put away his wife for every cause?
See, is it lawful? They was tempting him. Is it lawful? Is it lawful? Give me Matthew 5 and 31. See, this goes both parts, man. It's a union. Read that up.
The book of St. Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 31. It had been said, whosoever shall put away his wife, let him give her a writing of divorcement. But I say unto you, that whosoever shall put away his wife, saving for the cause of fornication,
Except, saving saying, except for what?
For the cause of fornication.
So that's the only way. You can't put your wife away. Except it be for fornication. See, we don't know these things because, man, they put their wives away and out there in the world for anything. Read on.
Causeth her to commit adultery.
When you do this, and you got a lot of people in Israel that does this, man. A lot of them peoples out there in the street corners that's teaching, man, they do these things. You got a lot of them out there, man. It behooves me that, you know, I seen some on the video, and I'm going to just tell you, sister, out there, not even listening to her husband. That's a demon in the house. Now, I'm saying that if you're a true man of the Most High, you deal with the scriptures. That's the only way you get through to anyone. Read on.
And whosoever shall marry her, her that is divorced, committed adultery.
They commit adultery, man. They don't teach this in these things. You got Israelite women jumping from one school to another, getting married over and over and over. The man's doing the same things too. That's why we always tell y'all, be careful, man. Be careful in what you do. Give me Wisdom of Solomon, 14:28.
Some of these married couples don't have no patience. Some of them don't understand that y'all are two new people starting to dwell together. That y'all gotta get to know one another and compromise on some things. Now, if it's his way or the highway or her way or the highway, it's not gonna work. It takes time to get to know a person, man. You're not gonna know that person in 1 year, 2 years. It's not gonna happen like that.
No, even me and my wife, we still have little thumbtacks in the house that trips us up. But we get over and move forward. That's how you build a strong relationship. Once you resolve that problem, it shouldn't be there no more. That's getting to know each other. It takes time. You're not going to get to know somebody until you have to be patient, man. And if she truly believes in this, everything in the house, it will go away. But you stand on this. Read out.
The book Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 28. For either they are mad when they be married, or prophesy lies,
Read on.
or live unjustly, or else lightly forswear themselves.
They forswear themselves, man. This is what, matter of fact, go back to Matthew 19:33. I want to break this down with this.
The book of St. Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 33.
5 and 33. Read that.
Again, ye have heard that it had been said by them of old time.
Old time. Where's that getting it from? The Old Testament. Read.
Thou shalt not forswear thyself.
Thou shalt not swear falsely. When you make an oath to the power, you forswearing yourself. You falsely doing something And you're not, and I'm going to tell you something. You see these things. Read.
But shalt perform unto the Lord thine oath.
Thy what?
Thine oath.
When you sleep with that woman, you have made an oath with the Lord. You have made an agreement with the Lord.
And that's actually a law, what Christ is actually quoting. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 23, verse 21. It's saying the same thing in the Torah. People think Yahweh Shai came here and he made up this new doctrine and he said something different that was actually not in the Torah. It's actually in the Torah. But our people, we do not read our Bibles. We come in different classes, different congregations that we are. We're just like Christianity. It's just regurgitated dummies. We got to start reading our Bibles. Blessed is he that readeth, man. There's not a lot of reading going on in Israel. That's why there's so much drama in our communities right now. Read this out.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23, verse 21. When thou shalt vow a vow unto the Lord thy God, thou shalt not slack to pay.
So when you saying something to the power, man, you cannot be slack to pay what you're saying. A lot of Israel out here, they out here playing games and running games on the Most High. Soon as they get away from their congregation, soon as they get home, they right back to being a nigga. They right back to living in the daughter of Babylon because they love oppression and they love confusion. If you're going to say something to the Most High, you better pay up, man, or he going to pull up on you and come deal with you. Read on.
For the Lord thy God will surely require it of thee.
He said what?
For the Lord thy God will surely require it of thee.
If you're going to say something, man, to the power, you better be 10 toes down, man. There's a lot of people out here, they still faking on the Most High. We got to get ourselves right. Read on.
And it would be sin in thee.
That's a sin, man. You out here saying, I'm going to change my life. You out here saying, I'm going to repent. I'm going to get better. I'm going to be a better wife in that house. I'm going to be a better husband in that house. I'm going to lead my nation. And you don't do it. It's a sin, man. A lot of Israel still out here doing this garbage, man.
What they say, I'm in the truth, or what they be saying on the street, I'm an Israelite. No, you're not. You're Israel, nigga. So it's a vow that you make. When you make that vow with that woman or man, it's a vow. And then you have to, man, like you say, you shucking and jiving with the power. Now let's go to Wisdom of Solomon, 14:28.
The book, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, verse 28. For either they are mad when they be married, or prophesy lies.
See, because a lot of times, man, you're going to get with men and women, that's what they do. They're not serious about their relationship, man. They just in it. I don't know what some people be thinking. When I tell them, get counseling, come up here. There's some strong brothers up here. Come and speak with them brothers, man. Know the way that you should go. We're going to speak on the word, not on our own personal feelings. Read on.
Or live unjustly.
And a lot of them that's in this truth, they still living unjustly, still living ungodly. Read.
Or else lightly forswear themselves.
They forswear themselves, always telling a lie, man. Read.
For in so much as their trust is in idols.
See, they trust still in the world, man. Read.
Which have no life.
It have no life. Read.
Though they swear falsely.
They gonna swear falsely, man. Read.
Yet they look not to be hurt.
They look not to be hurt. Read.
Howbeit, for both causes shall they be justly punished.
Hold up. See, they don't read the Bible. They didn't know that was in there, did they? They didn't know that was in there. They're going to be justly punished, man. Read.
Both because they thought not well of God.
They thought not well of what?
Thought not well of God.
Read.
Giving heed unto idols.
Read on.
And also unjustly swore in deceit.
They swore in deceit. Lies. Read.
Despising holiness.
You despise holiness, man. See, this is not about what they say. This is a real marriage class here today. It's not that watered down stuff that you've been getting. See, I'm not going to tell someone you got to be 20 years old to get married. Did it say Mary was 20 years old? Let's say she was just a young virgin. I'm gonna go with what the Bible say, man. See, people like to come in here with other doctrines, and they get them stomped out, man. You come in here with smoke, man, and it's easy to put that out. Read on.
For it is not the power of them by whom they swear.
They don't understand what they making an oath to, man. Read.
But it is the just vengeance of sinners.
That's what it is, man. Read on.
That punisheth always the offense of the ungodly.
They got what they got coming, man. Back to Matthew 5 and 34. Because I hear other schools telling brothers to leave their wife. I hear this, man. Put her away. I'm going to show you that is not so. And what Moses did, I'm going to show you. Moses was dealing with, he was learning at that time himself. And he did it at, let me wait. Read on up.
Book of St. Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 34.
Read.
But I say unto you,
He say unto you, read.
swear not at all.
Don't take that oath at all, man. Don't take it, read.
Neither by heaven.
Neither by praying, read.
For it is God's throne.
It is who?
For it is God's throne.
It is God's throne, man. Give me 2 Chronicles 15 and 12.
The book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 15 and verse 12. And they entered into a covenant to seek the Lord God of their fathers with all their heart and with all their soul.
When you're going into a marriage, man, that's how you have to go into it. You can't go in there. Once you make that creep into that bedroom, and you have your holy, holy, then you wake up the next morning, you're ready to go and be a nigga again. They go for the woman too. Well, his shoe was size 18. I thought he was ready. I mean, her body, she was a 10. See, you get fooled by the outside, that flesh. Read.
That whosoever would not seek the Lord God of Israel should be put to death.
Read on.
Whether small or great.
Whether small or great offense, read.
Whether man or woman.
Read on.
And they swear unto the Lord.
See, when you make that swear, that oath, read.
With a loud voice.
With a loud voice, read.
And with shouting.
And with shouting, read.
And with trumpets.
Read on.
And with cornet.
Read up.
And all Judah rejoiced at the oath.
That's their life.
For they had sworn with all their hearts.
See, a lot of people don't even understand. Once you make that oath, man, you in it. There's no turning around. You can go back to listen to your old school song. They ain't going to help you out. I'm here to tell you the truth. We're going to make that into a song. Read on up.
And sought him with their whole desire.
They sought him with what?
Their whole desire.
Their whole life. Read.
And he was found of them.
He was what?
Found of them.
Read on.
And the Lord gave them rest round about.
He gave them rest round about, man. See, it's going to be some unrest when you break that oath. Just giving you the truth. Back to Matthew 5 and 35. It's going to be some people watching this video from the other camps, man. Matter of fact, give me Exodus 21 and 10 right quick. Let me kill another problem. See, a lot of them, they walking around here with two wives, man. They out teaching the word on the corner. They ain't even working, man. They not even working. Read that up.
The book of Exodus, chapter 21 and verse 10. If he take him another wife,
read.
Her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage shall he not diminish.
So, is that man in the truth, man? Is that man? That's why I say a lot of Israel, man, I know they always shooting slugs. It's the Most High in the sun shoot slugs. So how you got two wives and you at home all day and they both working? See, they don't want to hear that scripture. And I'm going to show you. Why would you in this captivity try to take on more than what you can? We've been persecuted here and oppressed here. You should only have one wife here. Ain't it against the law to have two wives? So they're not practicing none of the customs. They're not holding to faith none of the things in this Bible, man. They'll tell you to obey the law of the land, but they won't either. Back to Matthew 5 and 35.
The book of St. Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 35. Nor by the earth.
Nor by what?
Nor by the earth.
Read on.
For it is his footstool. Neither by Jerusalem. For it is the city of the great king. Neither shalt thou swear by thy head, because thou canst not make one hair white or black.
See, you should not swear by thy head, man. When you're doing these things, man, you are in sin. If you're not keeping that oath and that agreement and that covenant, it just ain't about coming here on the seventh day. We see a lot of people that don't keep that, man. They fall back. They got other things it's important that day. I haven't missed the seventh. Why are you missing them? It behooves me that people got other things, more important things. When they swear that oath, I'm awake now, I'm gonna keep these commandments. But then they just willfully do break them, man. Very important day. Read on.
But let your communication be, yea, yea, nay, nay.
Read on.
For whatsoever is more than these cometh of evil.
See, when you're not understanding, yea, yea, and nay, nay, that's how you keep the order in the nation. You ever see a lot of times y'all don't be dealing with people up here like we do. We ask them a question, we get a whole paragraph. Did you do that? Oh, by the time you get, did you do that? Well,
I'll show you what happened. Give me Sirach 32:17. Let's see what they deal with. Because if it's more than yay, yay, or nay, nay, what is that man or that woman doing? Read that out.
The book of Sirach, chapter 32, verse 17.
Read.
A sinful man.
A what?
A sinful man.
Or woman. Read.
Will not be reproved.
They will not be corrected. Read.
But findeth an excuse.
But does what?
Findeth an excuse.
There go those excuses. There go those answers outside of yay, yay, and nay, nay. Read.
According to his will.
According to what?
According to his will.
Whatever's according to that person's comfort. They're going to find that excuse. Not to do what? Keep these laws. Not to do what? Portray and be the husband or the wife they supposed to be. They're going to find an excuse according to their own will. Go ahead, Al.
Back to Matthew. Back to Matthews 19 and 4.
The book of St. Matthew, chapter 19 and verse 4. And he answered and said unto them, have ye not read?
Hold up. What did he say to them?
Have ye not read?
You know, a lot of our people don't read, man. See, they always asking dumb questions, man. They don't read nothing. They don't, a lot of time people don't know. A lot of us got months and years in this Bible ahead of them. You're not just finna run in here and just all of a sudden you on that level, man. It takes time. And you have to live this life. And you have to be for your nation. He said, have ye not read? Read.
That he which made them at the beginning,
read,
made them male and female, and said, for this cause shall a man leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they twain shall be one flesh.
See, you can tell when they not in one flesh, man. There's always something going on. It's always tick, 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 tick. It's always something going on. Being in one flesh, man, you're in harmony with in your house. How do we have to be with Yahweh Shai the Most High? In one what? One flesh. It's order. Even the children have to be in the same order. Now, give me Sirach 6 and 7.
The book of Sirach, chapter 6 and verse 7. If thou wouldest get a friend.
See, a lot of us, man, we start getting the world. Man, I met them at the club. They cool as hell. Come back in your house. We still operate like this in the truth, man. Yeah. So a lot of y'all ain't never lived that life, man, where you just can't invite anybody in your house. Read on.
Prove him first.
What?
Prove him first.
See, a lot of us, we don't want to do that, man. We used to the way of the world, man. You still got that worldly mind. Read.
And be not hasty to credit him.
Don't be hasty to give somebody credit, man. You can't even get credit yourself. How you gonna give somebody credit? You should have a machine at your house. Okay. What's your name? I need your social security number. This ain't gonna work. You done did all these sisters wrong. You've been married 10 times. Then the woman, wow, no. Look, you got 150 husbands. We need to put that machine in your house. Read on.
For some man is a friend for his own occasion.
See, y'all have to understand this, man. A lot of y'all don't go and examine these things. Some man or woman is a friend for a lot of people. Women come up in here. What's she looking for? A husband. She ain't got no Bible. She over there looking around at the men's side. Got him. That's the one. So are the men. They come in doing the same thing. Sister single, man. Oh, sister over there, yeah. Read on.
And will not abide in the day of thy trouble.
They ain't gonna. The electric bill needs to be paid. Sis, I'm out of here. Read on.
And there is a friend who being turned to enmity,
Hatred. Read.
and strife,
Read on.
will discover thy reproach.
He's gonna discover everything about you, man. Everything that he needs to know or she needs to know. That's why we tell y'all be careful. If y'all just read the Bible, y'all know these things. This is the key. This is the key to the universe. Read on.
Again, some friend is a companion.
There are some of them a companion, hey, sexual friends. Read.
At the table.
Oh, when you cooking that good meal, you can always find him over there. Read.
And will not continue in the day of thy affliction.
Whenever you got problems, man, won't even answer your call. See, that's what we're telling now. If Israel gonna have to learn these things, read.
But in thy prosperity.
And yeah, when you're thriving, you get that income tax check, you always see people happy as hell. They be on Facebook, they got money, they making pictures, they at the restaurants, they got them new Jordans. Month later, you don't even see no more posting. Read on.
He will be as thyself.
He gonna be, you got all the friends in the neighborhood because they see you stunting. Read on.
And will be bold over thy servant. If thou be brought low, he will be against thee.
See, let me tell you something. When you're in a true marriage, no matter how low you go, your wife gonna be there with you. Or your husband. Be.
And will hide himself from thy face. Separate thyself from thine enemy.
Hold up. See, this is before you go in there and you get them few minutes of fame. See, I'm telling you, before you make that oath, he say, don't do it. Separate yourself. Read.
And take heed of thy friends.
Take heed, because some people come in here, they friends, they don't even know who they talking to. So they looking at the outer flesh. They not examine the spirit. I keep telling y'all, that's when you know a person. When what's coming out is not what the scriptures are saying. Being negative is not of God. When you learn this book, you learn how to deal with your nation. Read on.
A faithful friend is a strong defense.
When you need them, when you call them. See, a lot of us, we don't know it's faithful friends in here. A lot of times, somebody needs something, See, together we strong. They know who their friends is because we're going to be there in their defense. Read.
And he that hath found such and one hath found a treasure.
Some people don't know they don't found a treasure in here. But see, they don't take it. They don't look at it like that. They don't really examine that we live in this life. These brothers sitting up here with me, man, and the brothers out there, they got to be. That's why we communicate. We communicate all the time. And it's not corrupt communication. That what throws a wrench in what you're doing. We want to be able to speak to each other and know each other. Back to Matthew 19:6.
The book of St. Matthew, chapter 19 and verse 6. Wherefore, they are no more twain, but one flesh.
They are what?
No more twain, but one flesh.
See, where your other flesh? See, you're supposed to be one flesh. One spirit. This is the way you walk in. So some of these sisters out there watching today, they'll know because you're going to have them Israelites, Facebook, bloodhounds out there. Always in the inbox. Oh, sis, you look so good. And she can go in there and see she's married, but he's still going to do that. One thing I don't do, I don't compliment no woman's pictures. Her head already big, you don't want to make it pop. She can be in been like a nice pose. I'm not going to compliment it. I just keep strolling. And that's why you see the men's out there. If you notice, I don't put no pictures out there. It's just their work. See, because in the kingdom, it won't be Facebook. Facebook is face problems in our nation. That's why you see so many people on there going at each other. You know, and some things too, I used to, when I see the brothers, I never share their stuff, but I always would like their stuff and support them. If I see them out there, I don't know. That way I ain't bringing it to my page. But see, you got people that they don't want to do that. They so busy trying to climb over top. Israelites are still the crabs in the bucket. They haven't got that competition out their mind because they've been trained since youth to be in a competitive spirit. Well, I got all A. Well, good. I got C's and D's. We're still in the same grade. I mean, it's been a competitive world that you've been brought up in. You see now they doing the little children, snapping pictures of the little children. They got Jordans on and Gucci outfits on. And guess what? Go to the house. No food in the refrigerator. Our people were taught to think backwards. But read on up.
What therefore God hath joined together,
See, read.
let not man put asunder.
No man. No, and see, a lot of people, that divorce, why you think it's so high out there in the world? Because guess what? Most people didn't prove a friend. They met him at the club. He had on gator shoes. She looked good because he was full of that alcohol. Some of them wake up and look beside him and, man, jump out the bed. See, nobody, that's what the clubs is for. You've been had the clubs since when? Even children go to the clubs. They got kiddie clubs. What you think McDonald's is? A meeting grounds, man. Don't they have cell phones already? They been there getting up. Yeah, what's this wrong with? Call a little child up. They both 8 years old. Read on.
Verse 7. They say unto him,
These scribes and Pharisees, read.
why did Moses then command to give a writing of divorcement and to put her away.
See, when you go into Deuteronomy 24, this is what they was pulling this from. But see, when you understand Moses' inability to endure the strictness of the law, that's why he did it. It's going to simplify it for you in the next verse. Read.
He said unto them,
Read on.
Moses, because of the hardness of your heart.
See, the inability to really enforce the law. That's why. And that's why you got these idiots out here talking about he wrote a bill of divorce. I mean, like, well, why didn't I never read where he wrote a bill of a marriage? They have no understanding, man. You can have somebody with marriage license and the woman still in the house being alive in there. Not respecting her husband, and I see it. And these be the men that destroy other men. Read.
Suffered you to put away your wives, but from the beginning it was not so.
It was never divorce in Israel. It was never. Get that in your head. It was never, ever divorcement in Israel. That's the problem that you see out here with these Israelites. They moving too fast, and they don't want straight counsel. They don't want the word the way that you bring it to them. They love that watered down doctrine. That's why you see videos out there on YouTube. You're like, man, there's no unity in them peoples. They all out there looking like a Crayola crown box. And you wonder why they getting whites, they getting views. Because them the spirits that they destroying. It's not about your Hawashai. A lot of these guys out there puffed up, man. They full of hot air. They're not out there to lead their nation. They out there for self-vain glorification, man. They're not out there trying to do nothing for their people. They're out there for themselves. And I calls them out, and they don't like that. No. And they the ones out here destroying houses. I know I had a sister call me from up north. She said, yes, I was dealing with this guy in GMS. I'm going to tell you the truth. She said, he was coming over to my house and counseling me. And then guess what? Sex next. Then she found out he had a wife. Then she called the wife. I'm not going to call their names, but I get these phone calls. I get phone calls from other schools of sisters telling me that in some of the big schools that they're telling them their husbands to put away their wives. Israel's still wicked as hell, man. That's why we stand on the principles in here. We don't want that garbage going on in here, man. I tell some of these brothers, they all know when they came to me way back then. First thing I'm going to tell them, you're not leaving your wife. They know who I'm talking about. I told them. Some of these sisters don't be knowing. They probably like, you be working out or that. They don't even know what I be doing. I'm on your side. I explain it to them why I say these things. And then over time, they be like, yeah. That's counseling, man. That's being your brother's brother. And see, that's what we hear. Give me Ephesians. Matter of fact, give me this other video. Give me that first video, man. Even this, you can tell in our peoples, they have somewhat the spirit. Even in these worldly peoples right here. Play on.
There's definite roles that men should play in a relationship, and definite roles that women should play. And a lot of times we ignore those things, thinking it's outdated, but really it has a major impact on how we relate as a couple.
It does, because I was a man, bro. I had a big thing.
Hold up, pause. What she say? She was in the who role? That's what you get out there with these sisters. They coming into the truth. We trying to bounce them back into being a woman. She was into the man role. She had a big what? Play it again. Let them hear it. Maybe they didn't hear it.
It does, because I was a man, bro. I
bet she ain't got no friends now. Sister, I ain't putting up with that garbage. That's the first thing these worldly women be talking. When you woman's in this truth, and you got a husband, your whole family. Girl, I don't know how you put up with that mess. I'm not serving that God. Play on, man.
I had to have it. And it was painful for my husband because he wanted to leave. Men wanted to leave. And it was like everything he did, I didn't want it that way. It had to be my way or the highway.
Pause. I go back to that toilet paper roll, man. If you ain't flipping it the right way, you're out of there. Just something simple, man. After a while, you just quit. You know, you have to learn that you've been living alone for a while. If you've been by yourself, you have to learn it's two now. And especially if some children's coming down. You marry one with children, you have to accept it. But let me tell you something, going in there with the golden hand, though. I'm getting order. They gonna get some order up in there. They ain't gonna be doing what they want to do. Play out all night.
What role should men play? What is your role? Well, we have 4 roles for men. The first one, what I call the monk, is setting direction, setting the goals and objectives for the family. Like, we want to know what's going on next year, what we're doing this weekend, whatever. But here's a man saying what we're going to do. Being a leader, being accountable to everything that's going on in the household, being present in the life, being a soldier, men being willing to sacrifice on behalf of their wife, their children, their family. So if my wife's not feeling well, hey, I'm canceling that appointment.
Pause it right there. Even though this guy ain't in the spirit, he said one key word: sacrifice for your family, man. And that's what these brothers has been doing in here, man. And I applaud them, man, for what been doing, man. They've been sacrificing. A lot of them are learning, and we ain't got time for to take weekends off, man, or the Sunday. These brothers are what you call it, have no trades, no skills. And what the Most High has given them is skills and trades. And I challenge all of them to establish their own thing, learn a trade. The ones that don't, you'll find out they're going to be the ones still with their hands out. The ones that do, in 2 or 3 years, they're going to be the ones able to hire a brother or two. They don't understand how the spirit moves. But play on.
And then being able to negotiate, being able to communicate. But it's on my mind, what's going on, where we're going, it's very important.
So pretty much, you take the leadership role. You are the king of the castle.
Yeah, I take full accountability for what's going on.
Oh, well, this is one that I wasn't taught by my grandmother or my great-grandmother.
Some people don't know. You ain't been taught nothing by your mama or your parents, man. You see some people, you haven't really been taught. This is where you learn. You learn the things that you need to know and hear. You don't learn them out there in the world. It's nothing for you. That's why you see so many single black women. And here you got, that's why I say, if God is patient with you, why can't you be patient with your spouse? Because you're the head. You are the head. That's why when men be trying to be in relationships and it be 50-50 and it's true, that's why they don't understand that they really denying the faith. My wife is equal with me in the house. And mine, I'm the only one with a mange in there. Play on.
We have 4 roles. One is a lover. That is, she is sweet, she is relaxed, and she enjoys sex. A lot of women don't even enjoy sex anymore. We've not been taught, like you said, in the other section. Another piece of our role is the conservationist. We have to conserve our energy. We have to really be building up our own energy so we can always get home. We're not so stressed out all the time. The third thing is actually the visionary, and that is trusting. I didn't know how to trust. I didn't know how to trust. I didn't know how to trust the Lord. I didn't trust him. So that's what we're reaching the visionary. And finally, the devotee. Being devoted to his dreams. His dreams include your dreams. So supporting those is very important for us. You know,
at them looking. Say he don't believe that.
But it actually starts right there.
That's all we need on that.
Let me bring out. Give me Ephesians 5:21 right quick, because that's where it starts at. Y'all marriages are hard on y'all because you won't do what the Bible says do. Read that for me, y'all.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 5 and verse 21.
Read.
Submitting yourselves one to another.
Doing what?
Submitting yourselves one to another.
Read.
In the fear of God.
In the what?
In the fear of God.
If y'all submit yourselves one to another in the fear of God, what are you both doing? Y'all are both keeping the commandments. So if y'all both keeping the commandments, sister knows she cannot be in the house being a liar. If y'all both keeping the commandments, the husband know to love his wife as the weaker vessel. There's some things she's not strong enough to handle, so you be her strength and teach her.
And it's patience, man. It's patience. Because guess what? The next one you go to, it's going to be the same thing. So, if you spend any time, you might as well invest that time and continue and use it wisely. Because if you got to repeat the process, think about it. Out there in the world, how many times have we repeated that process? Think about it. Oh, we through. I'm done. I'm out of here. Pack clothes, you're gone. You met you another. Everything going good. You know, you're in there listening to some Al Green and stuff. 6 months down the road, you're packing your clothes again. You're traveling. See, it's going to continue. That's why I tell you got to be patient. But you got to stand firm, though. And if you can get through all the little, like I say, the little crumbs on the floor, you're good. Why continue starting over? That's my thing. Give me Ephesians 5:28.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 5 and verse 28. So ought men to love their wives.
What?
So ought men to love their wives.
Bible leaves instruction for everything, man. The Bible tell us everything. This is why I tell y'all, when you have an understanding of this book, you really have an understanding of the universe, of this whole cycle. It teaches us everything: how to be a man, how to be a woman, how to deal with your children, who's to take care of the house, it's instruction for everything. All we got to do is lean on our God, and everything else is peace. Read on.
As their own bodies.
And you know, you're supposed to, and you got the Quran, and they're saying you can beat your wife. You know, because as your own body, you know, woman was made from man. See, you got a lot of sisters out here, that's my child. No, it's not. You just an incubator. You carried it for 9 months. That's why in the kingdom, those children will be up under that man. He will be the man that runs everything. See, the mother just in there to take care of her mother. We're going to go through that. I ain't going to get it. Read on.
He that loveth his wife.
He that loveth his wife.
Loveth himself.
See, he that loveth his wife loveth his own self, man. No matter what you're going through, man, you've been tried. I'll tell you something. You've been tried by the Most High and the Son. Where you weak at, they trying to make you strong in. Some of us, we don't understand that. Why I'm going through this. Why this? Because it's something that you're dealing with yourself. Both parties. It's to get that out of you. Read.
For no man ever yet hated his own flesh.
No man or woman ever hated their own flesh. Read.
But nourished and cherished it.
You see how they are in that world. They go get their hair, toes, nails done, all this stuff. Even guys in there getting waxed now. Read on.
Even as the Lord, the church.
Even as Lord, the church, the assembly, the Israelites. So back to Matthew 19:9. You have to understand, that there was no divorce, only for fornication. Everything else is out. So that's why I tell you guys, when you make an oath with the Most High, you better keep that promise. Read that.
The book of St. Matthew, chapter 19 and verse 9. And I say unto you, whosoever shall put away his wife,
Read on.
except it be for fornication.
See, you got people that, man, she in the house doing this and that, and this is why I'm doing it. Read.
And shall marry another,
And then you want to go deal with another read.
committed adultery.
So you and I'm gonna tell you something, man. A lot of Israel not reading the Bible. They don't want to read this and stand on that. That's why I say, how can this school be telling these guys put away their wife and then go deal with another? So they endorsing this. Read.
And whoso marrieth her, which is put away, doth commit adultery.
And you know that she got a husband. Some of y'all don't understand that. But we're going to explain the other thing later on. Read.
His disciples say unto him,
Read on.
if the case of the man be so with his wife, it is not good to marry.
So these guys was like, man, marriage is this. It was not good to marriage. Why then marry? In this illuminable. Marriage is not in this. It is not dissolved. Read on.
But he said unto them, all men cannot receive this saying,
Everybody can't receive this word. Read.
save they to whom it is given.
Save they to whom it is giving. So when people are not really receiving this word, it's not for them. They're going to be an Israel nigga. And I'm going to tell you something. You got a lot of sisters coming out that world, man. I always, as much as I study, I know it's been a much more effect on them. Because you have to understand, we are the head. We the ones supposed to protect them. We went through years of not being able to stand up and do nothing. That's why he called him the weaker vessel. But let's deal with the man. 1 Timothy 5 and 8.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 5 and verse 8. But if any provide not for his own.
See, you got a lot of these guys. This is what I'm telling you, man. You got a lot of these guys, man, don't even work, man. They just ministers. They go out and do the work. I mean, it's a madness, man. And these sisters put up with that, man. They marry these wicked Israelite men. They don't never pull this scripture. Read it again.
But if any provide not for his own,
If any man provide not for his own wife and children, read.
and especially for those of his own house,
Of his own house, read.
he hath denied the faith.
See, he don't deny the faith, man. He's a non-believer. See, a lot of y'all see these guys out there be watching them and taking on that spirit. I tell y'all, watch what you do. You in this school, you should get enough feeding from the school. We got videos. We got brothers teaching live throughout the week. But see, some people, they searching to get that precept that's going to be like dynamite or something. They looking for something that they never find it. It's like that dog chasing his tail. That's you indulging in too much. How you gonna be a tree planted somewhere and you uprooting and running over here? That means you're unstable in all your ways. Read.
And is worse than an infidel.
It's what?
Worse than an
It
infidel.
is worse than an unbeliever, man.
Yeah, go to 2 Thessalonians chapter 3 and verse 10. Let's see if it's not saying the same thing over here, because I'm going to tell y'all something, man. But read this, Art.
The book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 3 and verse 10. For even when we were with you, this we command you, that if any would not work,
That if what?
any would not work,
Read.
neither should he eat.
I'm telling you something, man. When you're dealing with this marriage, and you brothers out there, y'all don't want to put any forth effort of trying to get out and go provide for your family and for you to get out and learn a trade to go get a job, that woman ain't gonna respect you, man. I don't care what it is. If you ain't out there applying, if you ain't out there trying to actually do something for your family, if a man don't work, a man don't eat, you can expect you to have some problems in that marriage, man. That's 100%. We got brothers out here, man, all they want to do is pull precepts, man. That's the only thing that they want to do. You tell them to do some work, they don't want to do it. You put a camera and a microphone in front of their face, they the first one to step in line, man. If a man don't work, a man don't eat. And if you're not in there working, if you're not in there trying, at least going out and trying to apply yourself, trying to get you a trade, trying to learn something new, go buy you books. There's plenty of books out there to teach you how to do anything and everything under the sun. But we don't want to do that. All we want to do is be puffed up and be vainglory. If a man, read it again. I'll read it again.
The book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 3 and verse 10. For even when we were with you, this we commanded you, that if any would not work, neither should he eat.
That's self-explanatory, man. It's a lot of brothers out here in Israel, so-called top dogs out here too, man, with a lot of these schools that we love to watch and we don't even know them. These brothers ain't working. These brothers sitting at home and they ain't doing nothing at all, man.
And wondering why the woman not respecting you because you're not taking care of yourself. You're not taking care of her and the children. She's not going to have that respect for you. Give me Sirach 25 and 23. You wonder why you dealing with this lion in the house because you sitting over there playing your PlayStation 2 and she coming home paying the bills and cooking the food and trying to take care of everything. You breaking her back down. Read that.
The book of Sirach, chapter 25, verse 23.
Read.
A wicked woman.
No, chapter 25, verse 22.
Verse 22. A woman, if she maintain her husband.
If she does what?
Maintain her husband.
If that woman is taking care of her husband, read.
It's full of anger.
It's full of what?
It's full of anger.
You wondering why she looking at you all upside your head, why she got the cover split up now. She wrapped up in her cover. You can't get to her. You wondering why these things are going on in your household. Read.
Impudence.
And what?
Impudence.
She's full of anger, man. Read.
And much reproach.
And much shame. She ashamed of what she's dealing with. Wicked nigga won't get off his butt and work, man, and do nothing. Come on, man. Go ahead, up.
They will be happy. Give me 1 Kings, man, 2 and 1. See, that's what Israel need, men that can lead the house, man. So everybody thinking it's just all about precepts, man. Like I say, this is more to it. It's more to it, man. This is a lifestyle. Read that.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 2 and verse 1. Now the days of David drew nigh.
The days of David drew near. Read.
That he should die.
Read on.
And he charged Solomon, his son, saying, I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong, therefore, and shew thyself a man.
So, is that saying not working? Is that saying not taking care of your family? That's what these brothers need, man. They need brothers teaching them how to be that, man. This is why you got men up here in leadership. A lot of people, they don't respect the leadership, man, because they got that nigga syndrome out there in the world coming in here, man. It's very important to be grounded in this truth and to understand we're going to push you, man. We're going to teach you. We're going to work with you. We're going to be patient with you. Because Lord knows they don't tore up some equipment over the last year. We have spent a lot of money repairing equipment, man. They get it, break it, and go lay it down like a little child. How to do it? But that's the lesson that we do here, man. Read on.
And keep the charge.
And what?
And keep the charge.
Read on.
Of the Lord thy God.
Read on.
To walk in his ways.
Is that when a man out here teaching? Is he keeping the charge, man? Is he walking in his ways? Read on.
To keep his statutes.
Is he keeping the laws? Read.
And his commandments.
Or is he doing these things? Read.
And his judgments.
And his judgments. Read on.
And his testimony.
Read on.
As it is written in the law of Moses.
You got some of these guys, that's why I tell you, that's why a lot of people be bugged out. Sisters, brothers, because they over there watching somebody else. He said. Matter of fact, the same brother that I'm telling you about, it was his wife. She got another man video on there talking about the laws are done away with. And got some guy on there that didn't even have a beard. She don't know where he is. He probably down in his mama basement somewhere, man, making videos. Ain't went met the man or nothing. Ain't proved him or nothing. Danger. Read.
That thou mayest prosper.
Thou mayest what?
That thou mayest prosper.
When you look at what we got going on in here, ain't this happening in front of your face? Ain't we prospering? Ain't the Most High is doing for us? When you came in this building, the wall went up there, the carpet was another color, the chairs was metal. We didn't have a school van. We didn't have land. So we understand when you're doing this, thou what?
That thou mayest prosper.
Read on.
In all that thou doest.
Anything we out here trying to do, we prospering in it, man. Read.
And whithersoever thou turnest thyself.
Whatever we turn it ourselves in need, he's going to be there for us. Read.
That the Lord may continue in his word.
And the Lord is going to continue in his word. Read.
Which he spake concerning me, saying, if thy children take heed to their ways.
And see, some of them children, they don't take heed to their ways. That precept is probably blacked out in their Bible. See. And if you go to that precept, they know you're going to it. That's when they get mad and walk away. See, I know how the Spirit operates. Read.
To walk before me in truth.
In what?
In truth.
No, in what? The way I want to.
In truth.
Read on.
With all their heart.
Mind.
And with all their soul.
Read on.
There shall not fail thee.
That shall not what?
There shall not fail thee.
Read on.
Said he, a man on the throne of Israel.
It's never going to fail us, man. As long as we doing, let me tell you something, this is easy to do. This is easy to do. It's hard for a nigga. This is easy to do. Titus 1 and 6. This is easy to do. Walk ye in it. Read that.
The book of Titus, chapter 1 and verse 6. If any be blameless,
read on.
The husband of one wife.
See, you got a lot of them out here. I got two, man. Is he? Yeah, I'm not working. I'm in this town right here. Baby, could you send me $50? Well, baby, what about the lights? Just call the electric company and tell them you'll get it to them later. You what? All he would hear, they don't have that no more, but that's what they need to put back on the phone. You know how it is when you have that bill collector call? Yeah, what? I'm gonna let you talk to my friend. The little operator come on there. What the little operator used to say, if you are trying to make a call, you need to hang up and dial again. Read on.
Having faithful children.
Read.
Not accused of riot or unruly.
See, you got to understand, man, in this walk, you have to be blameless, man. You have to be doing as the scriptures say. You can't be a man out there in that world, man, and keeping half truth. Colossians 3 and 19.
The book of Colossians, chapter 3 and verse 19. Husbands, love your wives, and be not bitter against them.
You shouldn't be bitter against them, man. We have to understand, we have been destroyed as a nation. We have to take the time out for each other. Because no matter if you in here getting built up, when you do accept that assignment, you have to build that person up. That is your role. That's what the Most High have called you to do. Don't be Jonah. You have to deal with what you deal with. You thinking, look at everybody that be coming through here. You think this is an easy job? To have a wife and then have to deal with this. People coming in and not want to, they want to be self-willed. We're supposed to be in one spirit. 1 Thessalonians 4 and 1.
The book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 4 and verse 1. Furthermore, then we beseech you, brethren, and exhort you by the Lord Yahushua, that as ye have received of us, how ye ought to walk, and to please God.
That's what we're here to teach men. We're here to teach them how to please God. Read.
So ye would abound more and more.
You will abound more and more. Read.
For ye know what commandments we gave you by the Lord Yahushua.
Read on.
For this is the will of God.
We telling y'all, we trying to teach y'all that come from coming and asking, man, counseling. This is the will of God. Read.
Even your sanctification.
Even your sanctification. Read.
That ye should abstain from sin. Abstain from fornication.
Some of these men, what they do. I see it all the time. It was a guy that I knew. Several that I know personally. A lot of them go out there. One I knew, he had a wife. And he put her away. And then he got with another sister. She basically called and said she was pregnant by him. So he put her away, went back to his wife. Had another brother. He was here, didn't want to follow. That with a sister. He was charming. She used to say he was loving my son, and they would play and stuff. After the lights in the chandelier fell down, he put her away. Then shaved his head completely clean. And his beard. So you understand what you're dealing with. We try to get brothers and sisters grounded in this truth, man. Read on.
That every one of you should know how to possess his vessel.
Read.
In sanctification and honor.
That body. Read.
Now in the lust of concupiscence.
Sexual, you know, you got guys watching all them porno. Let me tell you, you watching a bunch of drag men. Some of you love drag men. I told him make that hit. I'm in love with a drag man. I'm telling them sisters they be watching drag man. Her jaw bigger than his, hands longer than his.
Even as the Gentiles.
Even as the Gentiles, read.
Which know not God.
See, we people, we still in that spirit, man. They don't know God, man. Read.
That no man go beyond and defraud his brother in any matter.
No, you shouldn't defraud your brother. Read.
Because that the Lord is the avenger of all such.
That's why I keep telling brothers, man. I'm not going out there to throw a punch yet until I'm called. I'm going to let the Lord handle it. He's my shield. Read.
As we also have forewarned you and testified.
We teach you and we live this life. Read.
For God has not called us unto uncleanness.
See, he's not calling us unto uncleanness. Some people's in the truth still unclean. Y'all be watching their videos. Y'all don't even be knowing it. I tell y'all, watch what you watch. Some of you ain't watching TD Jakes. But some of you watch anybody because you're really trying to one up your brother. All you're doing is one down in yourself. Get grounded. Get your foundation, man. Get your life in order. Prepare yourself for a wife. A lot of y'all go to work your little job. White man take all your money. Some of you at home sitting back doing nothing, watching videos. You could be having a part-time job, having that extra money coming in. Be a man, because that's what I used to do. I used to prepare myself. I got everything, man. 2 cars. I'm ready for a wife. Get with a sister. Nah, that ain't one. So, nigga think though, but see, I didn't know. But when you really think about it, get yourself in order. Let me tell you something. If that's a good woman, she gonna have everything ready for you when you get home. She gonna know this is the man by your actions. Read on.
But unto holiness.
That's holiness, man. Being manly in the brains, understanding these things. Give me Hebrews 13:4. See, a lot of them, they go through these classes and, man, be in there sleep on them sometimes because they're not really helping that spirit. You got to help that spirit. Read that.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 13 and verse 4. Marriage is honorable in all.
Even the marriage that we have with the Son. It's the same thing. Everything have to be the same. Nothing different. That's why I say one. Read.
And the bed undivided.
Even at the bed, look at Israel. They do everything wickedly. Read.
But whoremongers
Read.
and adulterers,
These are the ones that put away their wife, go deal with another one. Read.
God will judge.
He will what?
God will judge.
Read on.
Let your conversation be without
It's
covetousness.
because a lot of people conversations, they don't even know it. It be with covetousness. Read.
And be content with such things as he has.
Be content with what you got. Read.
For he had said, I will never leave thee, nor forsake thee, so that we may boldly say, the Lord is my help.
And you got to understand that husband is that woman helpers. It's order. We got to keep that order. Read.
And I will not fear what man shall do unto me.
Read on.
Remember thee, which have the rule over you.
See, because who rules over the woman, the man? You got to help that sister out. You can't have the golden hen with your wife. You got to have the golden Bible. She be in there like the ecstasy. You put in the scripture. Oh, you hit me with that. Oh, shit. Go to the restroom, shed out a tear, come out of there. I'm good now. So you got to have the right weapon for her, man. Walk through that trip and pull that scripture. Give me Genesis 21. Oh, you hit me in the back with that one. Stop it. Read on,
who have spoken unto you.
Who have what?
Spoken unto you.
Who have spoken unto you. Read.
The word of God.
The what?
The word of God.
That's how you have to teach your wife, man. The word of God. You have to pass this down to your children. Read.
Whose faith follow.
Whose what?
Whose faith follow.
Whose faith follow. The believers. Read.
Considering the end of their conversation.
Considering the end of their conversations. Read on.
Yahushua the same yesterday.
What?
Yahushua the same yesterday.
Read on.
And today.
Read.
And forever.
And what?
And forever.
Never change, man. That's how you have to be. You have to stand on that firm line, man. Keep everything like it should be. Give me 1 Peter 3 and 7. Sister saying, oh, man, I got to do it. I'm coming to you soon. I'm coming. Read that out.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 3 and verse 7. Likewise, ye husbands.
Likewise, ye husbands, man, read.
Dwell with them according to knowledge.
That's how you have to understand this is what a relationship is about, man. Because guess what? What do the Bible say about us? We are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. So you have to understand, you have to continue teaching, you have to be a teacher. Every matter is a teaching matter. Sometimes the sister might not like it, but it's a teaching matter. And you stand on that principle. This is how you build and get them better. Read.
Giving honor unto the wife.
And you give honor, unto the wife. Read.
As unto the weaker vessel.
See, she's the weaker vessel, the weaker mind, man. Her mind get caught up in any doctrine they're out there. New thing come out, most women, they celebrate everything. Cousin Day, siblings day. Do the stanky leg day, whatever they can find, man. They just want to party, man. They the weaker vessel. Read on.
And as being heirs together.
As being heirs together, read.
Of the grace of life.
Read on. That
your prayers be not hindered.
That your prayers. Let me tell you something. When you're not operating in the spirit, man, your prayers are blocked. Give me 1 John 3 and 22. Read that up.
The book of 1 John, chapter 3, verse 22. And whatsoever we ask.
And whatsoever we ask, read.
We receive of him.
We receive of him. Read on.
Because we keep his commandments.
We do what?
Keep his commandments.
Y'all got to understand. That's the only way. If you want knowledge, you got to be keeping their commandments. If you want something, you praying for something, you got to keep the commandments. Read.
And do those things that are pleasing in his sight.
And you got to do the things that's pleasing in his sight. Read.
And this is his commandment.
Read on.
That we should believe on the name of his son, Yahushua.
This is this book. Read.
And love one another.
And what?
And love one another.
Read on.
As he gave us commandments.
As he gave us commandments. Read.
And he that keepeth his commandments dwelleth in him.
See, when you keep the commandments, you dwelling with him. Read on.
And he in him. And hereby we know that he abideth in us by the Spirit which he hath given us.
That's how you know, man, you walking in the Spirit, man. That's how you know you in one with the Lord. Back to 1 Peter 3:8, man. These things, man, I pray that everybody understand the mission. Because when Yahweh calls you to do something, you are to do it. When he called Jonah to go into Nineveh, Jonah wasn't in Nineveh. He was somewhere else. He was like, man, I'm not going down there dealing with that mess. He tried to run. What happened? The guy ready to throw him off that ship, man. Read that up.
The book of 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 8. Finally, be ye all of one mind.
Be ye all of one mind. Read.
Having compassion.
What?
Having compassion.
See, our people, they lose that, man. Read.
One of another.
One of another. Read.
Love as brethren.
Love as brethren. Read.
Be pitiful.
Be pitiful. Read.
Be courteous.
Be very courteous. Read.
Not rendering evil for evil.
Some people render evil for evil, man. Read.
Or railing for railing.
Running their mouth. Read.
But contrariwise, blessings.
Blessings.
Knowing that ye are thereunto called.
When you understand your mission, you've been called to do something. Read.
That ye should inherit a blessing.
Read on.
For he that will love life and see good days, let him refrain his tongue from evil, and his lips that speak no guile.
No guidance, man. No lies. Read.
Let him eschew evil.
Let him hate evil. Read.
And do good.
And do good.
Let him seek peace and ensue it.
And ensue it and ensure it. Read.
For the eyes of the Lord are over the righteous.
The eyes of the Lord is always over the righteous. Read.
And his ears are open unto their prayers.
And his ears are open unto their prayers. Read.
But the face of the Lord is against them that do evil.
He hated man. Read.
And who is he that will harm you?
Who is he that's going to harm you? Read.
If ye be followers of that which is good.
It's that which is good, man. If you be followers of that which is good. Give me Ecclesiastes 8:1. These things, man, it's about knowing the mission. The Lord put something in your hands. These things, sisters, Lord put something in your hands, deal with it. So a lot of people, they don't like to deal with this truth, man. It's not a game to be played. It's the real deal. Read that up.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8 and verse 1. Who is as the wise man?
Who is as a wise man, man? Read.
And who knoweth the interpretation of a thing?
Who knows the interpretations of a thing? Read.
A man's wisdom maketh his face to shine.
A man's what?
A man's wisdom maketh his face to shine.
Read on.
And the boldness of his face shall be changed.
And the boldness of his face shall be changed. Read.
I counsel thee to keep the king's commandments.
He what?
Counsel thee to keep the king's commandments.
Read on.
And that in regard of the oath of God.
See, they don't regard that oath of God, man. Read.
Be not hasty to go out of his sight. Stand not in an evil thing. For he doeth whatsoever he pleaseth.
Read on.
Where the word of a king is, there is power. And who may say unto him, what doest thou?
What doest thou? Read.
Whoso keepeth the commandment shall feel no evil thing.
You got to understand, when you keeping these commandments, no matter what goes on around you, you're not feeling anything. Read.
And a wise man's heart discerneth both time and judgment.
It discerns these things. Read.
Because to every purpose there is time and judgment.
Because to every purpose in life there is time and judgments. Read.
Therefore, the misery of man is great upon him.
And right now we in this time, man. It's great upon us, but there's a time when you've been called, you have to step up to that office, man. You have to be a man of the power. Give me Proverbs 16:5.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 16 and verse 5. Everyone that is proud in heart
See, some people's in this world come in this truth, man. That's what they are. Read.
is an abomination to the Lord.
That's what they are, man. You can pretend all you want. Read.
Though hand join in
A
hand,
lot of them, they love to join hand with each other. Read.
he shall not be unpunished.
Read on.
By mercy and truth, iniquity is purged.
That's the only way. By that grace and this truth, your sins is purged. Read.
And by the fear of the Lord, men depart from evil.
They'll depart from evil. Read on.
When a man's ways please the Lord,
When a man ways please the Lord.
he
Read.
maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him.
Read on.
Better is a little with righteousness than great revenues without right.
See, some people don't have that, man. Where we at? What verse? Read on.
A man's heart deviseth his way,
A man heart, mind devises his ways. Read.
but the Lord directeth his steps.
So who you think directing our steps? Everything that you're doing, the Lord is directing your steps, man. That's what you have to understand. Everything that's going on in your life, the Lord is doing it. See, we thinking we got a mission just to go out to the streets. We got a mission in here, a mission at home. We got missions everywhere. It's just not about out there on them street corners. That's what people don't understand. Give me 2nd Ezra 7 and 17.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 7 and verse 17. Then answered I and said, O Lord, that bearest rule, thou hast ordained in thy law
He established this law. Read.
that the righteous should inherit these things, but that the ungodly should perish.
Let me tell you something, man. Read on.
Nevertheless, the righteous shall suffer straight things,
They're going to suffer straight things. You're going to go through some things, man. Read.
and hope for wise.
And hope for wide, man. Read.
For they that have done wickedly have suffered the straight things,
They have suffered the straight things. Read.
and yet shall not see the wise.
That wise is the kingdom. Read on.
And he said unto me, there is no judge above God,
Read on.
and none that hath understanding above the highest.
None, because a lot of times people, they thinking they got more understanding than the highest. Read.
For there be many that perish in this life,
There going to be many that's going to perish, man. Read.
because they despise the law of God
They despise these laws. That's why we try to get these men and women straight, man. Read.
that is set before them.
It's right in front of them. Read.
For God hath given straight commandments
He gives straight commandments, man. Read.
to such as came, what they should do to live.
That's what this whole Bible is about, man. And when you're not in it, that's why you're having issues. Read.
Even as they came, and what they should observe to avoid punishment.
See, it helps you keep you in order. But see, you can tell when people's not in their Bible because they always got something going on. Read.
Nevertheless,
Nevertheless,
they were not obedient unto him,
see, they not them ones. They don't want to submit unto him. Read.
but spake against him.
And when they understand it, when you speaking against anything that he has established, you speaking against him. Read.
And imagine vain
And
things,
they imagine what they feel. Read.
and deceive themselves,
And do what?
and deceive themselves
Read on.
by their wicked deeds.
They deceive their own self, man, because they thinking they better or smarter. Read.
And said of the Most High,
And then when they talk of his peoples, read.
that he is not,
He is what?
that he is not,
He's not dealing with these peoples, read.
and knew not his ways,
They don't know his ways, read.
but his law have they despised,
That's what they despise, read.
and denied his covenant,
And denied that agreement, that covenant, that oath, read.
and his statutes have they not been faithful,
They not faithful in this walk, read.
and have not performed his word.
They haven't performed the work, man. That's the problem with Israel. Give me 1 Peter 3 and 1. All right, you sisters, y'all on board now. Tighten your seatbelt up. Might be a little turbulence in the ride. Read that out.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 3 and verse 1. Likewise, ye wise,
See, now it say, likewise ye wise. Read.
be in subjection to your own husband.
Hold up. That go back to that video. I'm apologizing. I misled people. I'm watching some other nigga on TV. I let you know people ain't in the spirit. I keep telling y'all should be dealing with them, man, because they gonna tell you, they gonna put that spirit on you. You're gonna be walking it out, boy, and they're tripping. Huh? What's wrong with you? I don't know. Stop it. Gonna be in there bugged out, man. Take cancer for somebody. Read on.
That if any obey not the word,
If any obey not the word, read.
they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wise.
See, hey, you got a lot of men in Israel. I see one dude, I'm gonna call him out. I used to have a camp called Thug. And, they was out on the streets. Camp ain't no more. He on Facebook teaching with his woman now. She in there interpret, going over the scripts. I said, look, I just went on there, unfriend, and get him out of there. See, I get rid of the garbage. I don't sit there and just let it play, man. It flexes my spirit. You got some more in the, whatever that other organization where the woman, she always running her mouth, man. Christ is going to slice her neck off and the husband for being a weak man. I'm just telling you the truth. Read.
While they behold your chaste conversation.
While they behold your chaste conversation, read.
Coupled with fear.
Coupled with fear, man. Keeping the commandments, read.
Whose adorning, let it not be that outward adorning of plaiting the hair.
A lot of people look at it because they say, ooh, that's a bad mama jamma there. So they get caught up, man. And that's the problem with all people. They're not looking inside, they still looking outside. That's what Esau thrive off of you. Because he got you watching the television, he got you into everything else, and not seeking what's inside a person. Read.
And of wearing of gold.
They're going to come, you're going to have sisters coming here dead out, man. Read.
Or of putting on of apparel.
They're going to be dressed like to kill. Read.
But let it be the hidden man.
Yahweh shall read.
Of the heart.
Of the mind. Read.
And that which is not corruptible.
See, that is not corruptible. When you're talking to someone, you'll know. Because that speech is going to be about this word. Read.
Even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit.
Hold up. Meek and what?
Meek and quiet spirit.
Meek and what?
Meek and quiet spirit.
I'm about to mix that in. Like, some of us don't know about that. We know you slip a little bit, you fall back a little bit. Read on.
Which is in the sight of God of great price.
Of great price. Read.
For after this manner, in the old time.
In the Old Testament, read.
The holy women also.
What the holy women's read.
Who trusted in God.
See, our sisters got to be taught that, man. See, they don't trust in God. They still trust in the white man. 911. See, you got to trust in God. Read.
Adorn themselves.
What?
Adorn themselves.
They adorn themselves. Read.
Being in subjection.
Being in what?
Being in subjection.
Hey, look that word up for me right quick. I don't know. I don't see no hands. Any ladies know what that word means? See, I don't see no hands. Let's get it out. See, we gonna get it, man. Let's get it. Let's see what it means. Oh. What did it say, yo?
Subjection, the action of subjecting a country or person to one's control.
Oh, read on.
Or the fact of being subjected. Synonym, subjugation, domination, oppression, control, mastery, repression, suppression, bondage, slavery, enslavement, persecution, exploitation, abuse.
So that's Esau. Let's say under one control. Esau got a lot of things up there, man. That's why people bugged out, man. So you got to black out some of that stuff, man. Esau the devil, man. I'm just telling. So we know, read that last part, huh?
Being in subjection unto their own husbands.
Y'all still talking to some of these women that ain't subjected to their own husband. They watching Ali Akbar boom video telling you what he saying. Well, girl, what is your husband saying? Well, he said it. So you got to understand, man. Read.
Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham.
See, what did Sarah do?
Obeyed Abraham.
She listened to what he had to say. Read.
Calling him Lord.
And still ain't see a lot of sisters. I had 2 wicked sisters from out of town. I ain't calling my husband Lord. He was calling her Lord. Lord, you ready to go? Nah, nigga, sit down. We gonna stay here 10 more minutes. Some of these men call their wife lords, man, when they ain't subjected to them. Read.
Whose daughters ye are.
You are the daughters of Sarah. Read.
As long as ye do well.
As long as you keep the commandments.
And are not afraid with any amazement.
And not afraid with any amazement. Ephesians 5:22. These things, man, I hope and pray that you sisters get it. You know, I dealt with the men, now I'm dealing with the sisters. Let's go.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 5 and verse 22. Wives, submit yourselves.
Hold on. Is that in the Bible again?
Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husband.
No, I'm going to be on there watching other man's videos and coming in there with that mess. That's caused confusion, sisters. You shouldn't be on there dealing with these other schools. Well, you can't tell it. I'm just telling you. That way you get yourself in the spirit and you get yourself built up. You can't have a tree. And I'm going to tell you something. You uproot that tree and then you're going to go take it over here. What happened to them, Dino? They die. Read on.
As unto the Lord.
As unto the Lord. Read.
For the husband is the head of the wife.
Hold up. Is that in the... Oh, boy, that's going to be some issues there, boy. They don't know that the husband is their head. Read.
Even as Christ is the head of the church.
Of the nation. Read.
And he is the Savior of the body.
Of the nation. Read.
Therefore, as the church is subject unto Christ.
If the nation is subjected unto Christ, read.
So let the wives be to their own husband.
Read on.
In everything.
Hold up. It's saying what? In what?
In everything.
In what?
In everything.
In what?
In everything.
In what?
In everything.
I had to get it out on that one, man. The thing is, man, give me Genesis 3:16. See, because we're going to another class about the marriage. I wanted to deal with marriage and the foundation of what needs to be done. You know, you can have your ceremonies up to how many days you want to. But I wanted to deal with understanding roles, understanding the man role, and understanding what we need to do as a nation. Read that up.
The book of Genesis, chapter 3 and verse 16. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow.
Thy affliction, because she hard-headed, man. That's one thing about our sisters. They stiff-necked and hard-headed, man. Read on.
And thy conception.
And when you conceive a child, read.
In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children.
Read on.
And thy desire shall be to thy husband.
See, it's taught the opposite way in America. That's why when sisters turn around, we have to guide them in the right way. Read.
And he shall rule over thee.
Hold up. He shall what?
Rule over thee.
He shall what?
Rule over thee.
See, sisters don't, some of them sisters probably stop watching the video now. They don't want to hear this, man. Give me Toby 8 and 6. Let's get more. See, because when you understand this, a righteous man is going to lead you in a righteous way. See, a wicked man, sisters want them wicked men. So they can be 50-50 still in the house. See, they don't want that austere man. That's the only way you're going to have peace. Read that.
The book of Tobit, chapter 8 and verse 6. Thou madest Adam and gavest him Eve, his wife, for an helper and stay.
And what?
And stay.
She's a helper and stay. Read.
Of them came mankind. Thou hast said, it is not good that man should be alone. let us make unto him an aid like unto himself.
Read on.
And now, O Lord, I take not this my sister for lust.
See, some of y'all doing it for lust, man. See, you breaking one of the commandments there. See, you lusting after that sister. You shouldn't do that. Read.
But uprightly.
But uprightly. Read.
Therefore, mercifully ordained that we may become aged together.
It says never was talking about divorce in the Bible, man. Divorce is of the white man. That's his doctrine, to keep getting money. Because he know you're going to keep running back in there with another wife. With another wife. Then after you get tired, you don't want another wife. You want a girlfriend. That's what they think. Give me Colossians 3 and 17.
The book of Colossians, chapter 3 and verse 17. And whatsoever ye do in word or deed,
Whatever you do, whatever you say in word or deed, read.
do all in the name of the Lord Yahushua,
You got to do it in the name of the Lord, man. Read.
giving thanks to God and the Father by him.
Read on.
Wives,
Hold up. What?
wives,
Read.
submit yourselves
Boy, it's all over the Bible, man. Read.
unto your own husband,
Read on.
as it is fit in the Lord.
As it is fit in the Lord, man. Give me Ecclesiastes 4 and 9. It's the thing is, that what makes a good home, man. You gotta be worrying about it. And then you say, I tell you, sometimes you sisters, when you break a nail, because you got your facial expression changed. So the Lord had to tap a nail off you right quick. Get you back in right, man. My hand look bad. Read that up.
The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 4 and verse 9. Two are better than one.
See, some people I can do it on my own. See, that's what the mother teacher. That's what Beyonce teaches, the big drag. All the independents in the ladies, throw your hands in the air. They be out there like this. Got to go home to their cold bed. Read on.
Because they have a good reward for their labor.
Read on.
For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow.
Read.
But woe to him that is alone.
See, because when you by yourself, it leads to other things. Read.
When he falleth, for he had not another to help him up.
Read on.
Again, if two lie together,
If two men and woman lie together, read.
then they have heat.
They have what?
They have heat.
Well, it's cold in the wintertime, read.
But how can one be warm
How you going to be warm? You get all the electric blankets you want to.
alone?
So, 1 Timothy 5 and 2. Understand these things, man. This is what marriage is about. It's a union. It's an agreement with the Most High that you're going to take care of that seed. That each other work in one harmony. Read that out.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 5 and verse 2.
This is for these sisters. And read.
The elder woman as mothers,
Read.
the youngest as sisters, with all purity.
All purity, man. You can't be in this truth, man. And deceiving. And leading people in the wrong way. You have to be, by purity, teaching your nations how to be righteous in God's eye. Give me 1 Timothy 2 and 9. I touch on everything. Because we got sisters that still in this truth. Read that.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 9. In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
See, because you won't catch the wrong person. If you dress modestly, read.
With shamefacedness
See, with shame face, that means not to be up with wondering eyes. Read.
and sobriety,
Read on.
not with broided hair
Not trying to look like Janet Jackson. With Janet Jackson is a drag, man. Read on.
or gold
Read on.
or pearls or costly array.
And I know they're going to be out there talking about, you know all this. They run their mouth and don't know nothing, man. They ain't going to go do no research, no search, no nothing. They accept what their television. Let's let you know people still brainwashing. They believe everything the television tell them. How you think these artists get set up, man? You think they got talent? No, some of them don't even be singing. They just like Milli Vanilli. How? It was some group out, man. It's like Seven Chinese, BT something. You know the name of that group?
Yeah, BTS.
BTS, all women. This is what gets me, man. Backstreet Boys, all women's. See, we so dumbed down, we just believe what we see on TV. A lot of you guys was into salt and pepper, wasn't you? You want a little shaky shake, didn't you? You might would have been the one getting shook. Just telling you the truth, man. Verse 10.
But which becometh women professing godliness
Godliness, man, read.
with good works.
So you got to have a pattern of good works in this truth. You just can't be who you want to be. Give me Titus 2 and 3. It's a little longer on the sisters, though. Because that we confess, they need more. Read that out.
The book of Titus, chapter 2 and verse 3. The aged woman likewise,
See, even the aged women, likewise, that's been in this truth for a minute, read.
that they be in behavior,
See, they being what?
behavior
See, some of them, they don't know that yet, man, read.
as becometh holiness,
Holiness, read.
not false accusing,
Don't be out running your mouth, read.
nor given to much wine,
Don't give, this wine is dealing with different doctrines, read.
teachers of good things,
Do what?
teachers of good things,
Teachers of good things. Read on.
that they may teach the young women to be sober,
They're going to teach the young women how to be in order. Read.
to love their husbands,
To what?
to love their husbands,
Read on.
to love their children, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands,
To what?
obedient to their own husbands,
To, what?
obedient to their own husbands,
Well, I thought the record was scratched on there. Read on.
that the word of God be not blasphemed.
Give me Proverbs 15 and 1 right quick, man. See, when you understand that, man, we're going to finish it out in Proverbs, man. Read that out.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 15 and verse 1. A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger.
See, grievous word is stir up anger. Read.
The tongue of the wise useth knowledge,
Hold up. The tongue of what?
of the wise useth knowledge
Read on.
aright,
Read on.
but the mouth of fools poureth out foolishness.
That's what happens. Read.
The eyes of the Lord are in every place,
See, they don't understand. That's what you don't understand. We are the eyes. Read.
beholding the evil and the good.
Read on.
A wholesome tongue
A good tongue. Read.
is a tree of life,
It's that tree of life. Read.
but perverseness,
But what?
but perverseness
But perverseness turn away from what is good. Read.
therein is a breach
A transgression. Read.
in the spirit.
In the spirit. Read on.
A fool despiseth his father's
A
instruction,
fool despises when we telling y'all come and get counsel when you don't. Read it again.
a fool despiseth his father's instruction,
Read on.
but he that regardeth reproof is prudent.
It's prudent. Read on.
In the house of the righteous is much treasure,
You seeing we build and read.
but in the revenues of the wicked is trouble.
That's all they lie in. Read.
The lips of the wise disperse knowledge,
They do what?
disperse knowledge,
Read on.
but the heart of the foolish doeth not so.
They don't do so. Read.
The sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination to the Lord,
Read.
but the prayer of the upright is his delight.
It's his delight. Read.
The way of the wicked is an abomination
Read on.
unto the Lord, but he loveth him that followeth after righteousness. Correction,
Hold up. What?
correction
People hate this word right here. Read.
is grievous unto him that forsaketh the way,
Read on.
and he that hateth reproof.
Wait, what?
He that hateth reproof,
You say correction?
he that hateth reproof
Read on.
shall die.
Shall what?
Shall die.
That's what goes on, man. This is about what we building about a marriage. We want everybody to get it, man. So when we telling y'all, it's very important because we know you don't have the understanding. So if you don't have the understanding and you're not getting it and you don't want correction, you're choosing basically death. A lot of us, we puffed up in this truth, man. And when you puffed up, humble yourself, man. Understand this is the Lord's work. See, we still walk out here today with that, what's that, 1 Thessalonians 4 and 8? See, this be the problem. When we bring it, then you're looking at me. But let me show you who you mad at. Read that.
The book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 4 and verse 8. He therefore that despiseth despiseth not man,
They don't despise me, but see, they don't understand. Read.
but God.
That's who what?
But God.
That's who they despises, man. They don't despise because we bringing it to you. They despise God and his words. On that note, shalom.